What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today, I have another NU match. I'm using the same team as last video, and this one's against TotallyParky. So, looking at his team, it's looking pretty solid. I'm kind of afraid of the girder. Those things are just absolutely dominant in NU lately. They kind of destroy shit if you can, get some setup and stuff like that. I also noticed that the Cradilly might be a problem to me. Those things are, they're pretty decently scary, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. But anyways, I'm going to be leading off with my garbage Wormadam, as he's going to be leading off with the pink Cradilly. And look at us, look at two pink motherfuckers out here just dueling it out. So he goes ahead, he gets the Stealth Rocks off on the first turn, as I decided to go for the Toxic. I wanted to ensure that I was going to get a Toxic off on this damn 8 dildo head thing, because I honestly do not have much to touch it, and it would just be nice to get that continual damage. So I refrained from going for the Stealth Rocks on the first turn just to get that Toxic off, and it actually worked out. So now I'm able to go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks, as he decides to switch in this veiny asshole, which is this girder who's carrying a fucking beam right now. He's gonna throw the beam at my face. Garbage does not, Garbage does not take too kindly to getting beams thrown at his face, and he actually ends up missing a Toxic right there. So now the girder is able to get a free bulk up, and I'm like, oh god, this is like worst case scenario. He's gonna fuck me up with some drain punches and stuff like that. So I know these things generally have guts, and I'm like, you know what, fuck the guts. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a poison at this thing, because I would rather have the continual damage than, honestly, the pros outweigh the cons. Fuck this thing's guts. I don't really care. I'm gonna get that Toxic damage, and I now decide to go for a Protect. Wormadam likes getting them Toxic Protect action going on, so that's pretty cool. He now is going to hit me with a Drain Punch. As I predict that, I decide to switch into Low Fat, who is going to barely take a Drain Punch. I was like, okay, I have 4 times resist this shit. Should be able to live it. I live it with 6 HP, which is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, he gets like all his health back and then gets hurt by the poison, and I have pretty much no other play at this point than to just go for Psychic and just hope for as much damage as possible, so then the poison can kill it next turn. So I get a decent amount of damage from that from that Psychic. Luckily for me, he's not actually carrying the Mach Punch. Mach Punch there could have definitely ruined my plans, but thank God he didn't have it. And after the Psychic damage, the Toxic is going to be able to knock out the girder. So I was like, alright, fucking perfect. Butterfree kind of, you could say he did something there. I'll call that a kill on Butterfree's part, just because I needed to get a decent amount of damage, and kind of worked out. Butterfree's been kind of blowing it lately, but whatever. So now we had an empty-ass battlefield. I decided to send in my Pyroar just because I'm Choice Scarfed, and I know I'll be able to like outspeed anything he sends in, so that's cool. He sends in his Haunter, and then he decides, I'm gonna switch that thing right the fuck back out of here, and goes straight into Foxy the Flareon on a nice play, because I go for the Overheat, which is gonna activate this thing's Flash Fire, and I was like, damn it, I almost predicted that, but I didn't want to play it safe and go for the Hyper Voice. Wasn't worth it on the Haunter, so he gets a nice little Flash Fire boost there. I have absolutely nothing that wants to take a Flare Blitz from a Flareon with a Flash Fire boost at this point, so I am forced to go into Too Fabulous, who is going to take a bunch of damage from that, and gets burned in the process. Literally, the only good thing that happened from that was how much recoil this Flareon took from that Flare Blitz. But, yeah, so for the second battle in a row, freaking Sudowoodo is just gonna get freaking destroyed. And that's kind of a bummer, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell, Too Fab? I'm gonna have to bring you again and make you do something, because you have potential, Too Fabulous. You got potential. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? So, at least now I'm able to bring in Basculin, who is going to go for the Superpower. I go for the Choice Banded Superpower because I kind of almost expected him to switch into his Cradilly, maybe having the Storm Drain on the water attack. So I just played it safe, went for the Superpower, and the Flareon is gonna die. So that's good news, got that thing the hell out of there. Now he's gonna be able to bring in the Superior, and if you are not aware, the hidden abilities are released for these starters, and Contrary Superior is now a thing. So that is absolutely scary as hell. The fact that these things get Leaf Storm is a pretty nice combo. So he's gonna go for the Glare on the switch, as I decide to bring in my Dusclops, who, kind of likes taking special attacks. I just really do not want this thing to start getting mad special attacks. So he goes for the Leaf Storm on the first turn. It's not going to do too much to me, but he is going to get that sharply raised special attack, as Dusclops, like a freaking paraplegic over here, is going to get paralyzed and not be able to move. So that's real cool and stuff. Unfortunately for him, he knocks me down to 12 HP, and I'm able to Pain Split the damage away, and I actually get a pretty healthy amount of damage there, and I do a decent amount to that Superior, so that's pretty cool. Now he's going to go for the Giga Drain, which is going to knock me down to 5 HP. I barely hang on as he gets a decent amount of health back, and Derpclops is not going to get paralyzed this turn, and I'm able to get a nice little Nightshade on this thing. So that's pretty damn cool. He's going to be able to finish me off with a Giga Drain. I'm honestly not too worried about that because I do have my Choice Scarfed Pyroar who can come in on the revenge kill and be able to destroy this thing. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. Switch in the Pyroar. As I'm not sure if he even knows this thing's Choice Scarfed at this point, but I'm pretty sure Pyroar is actually faster than Superior naturally. I'm honestly, I might have to even double check that. But either way, I know I'm faster because I'm freaking Choice Scarfed. As I'm going to go for a Hyper Voice as he brings in the freaking Kraydildo, who is going to take like no damage from that Hyper Voice. So Choice Scarf Hyper Voice is going to land on this thing. Doesn't do too much. And honestly, at this point, I'm like, who the hell wants to come in against this damn Cradilly? And I'm like, you know what? My boy Wormadam is the right guy for the job. So I go ahead, I switch back into Wormadam here as I know this Cradilly honestly can't do too much to me. He can't Toxic me. He can't really do any of his Gypsy Cradildo magic on me, honestly. But he goes for the Rock Slide. As, you know, you don't really see a lot of at least my Cradillys don't run Rock Slide. I guess a lot of them do, but honestly, I don't know. That's pretty cool. Not going to do too much to garbage here, as I'm basically just going to go ahead and sit here and wait for this toxic damage to just kind of take its toll on old Japs over here, but he has other plans. He decides to switch. He goes into the Casper, the friendly ghost, who is going to catch this Gyro Ball and get absolutely demolished. Check this out. Wormadam, Gyro Ball, one-hit KO'd that Casper. What the hell, who would have thought? Honestly, I did not expect that to one-hit kill. Haunters are apparently more frail than I thought, but that's pretty damn impressive. Wormadam, that's like the only one-hit KO you're gonna ever get, but hope you enjoyed it. So now he brings in the Feraligatr, and this is the absolute bulk of Wormadam. Look at that, lives that Earthquake with a decent amount of HP, and I'm able to get a Toxic off on this Feraligatr, and I'm like, oh yeah, Wormadam is the type of homie that just comes in and Toxics all yo motherfuckers. Dude, honestly, Toxic Protect Wormadam is where it's at. So I now go for the Protect, as he actually predicts that, makes a nice play, and gets up a Dragon Dance, and I'm like, oh shit, that is actually pretty scary. So at this point, main objective is to kind of just stop this Feraligatr from sweeping. I can go ahead and Protect on Wormadam one more time, to be able to block an attack and then get that other poison damage. And then as you'll see, he's actually Life Orb. So once he hits me, he's going to be taking increased toxic damage and Life Orb damage. And then hopefully at that point, I'll be able to bring in my Basculin to be able to get that ending kill. So he now is able to Earthquake me one more time. It's gonna kill Garbage, but honestly, I'm proud of you, Garbage. You've been putting in more work than I thought you would. So he takes the Life Orb damage and then the poison damage, and then I'm like, all right, that is perfect. This is the reason why Wormadam is so badass with Toxic. It just fucking takes its toll on motherfuckers. So now I bring in Bass. He's gonna go ahead and hit me with an Aqua Jet, as I just went ahead and locked myself into Superpower, as I knew I was gonna be able to take an Aqua Jet from a Feraligatr. I went ahead and just went for the Superpower just so I could lock myself into that in case he wanted to, you know, switch into the Cradilly or whatever the hell. But yeah, now he's gonna bring in the Cradilly, as he's gonna get fucked up by Superpower, honestly. So he gets that Stealth Rocks damage, knocks him about under half, and the Superpower is going to end up killing the Cradilly because the Choice Scarf, or no, Choice Band. Got a Choice Band on this Basculin. This thing is just massive attack. It's pretty badass. You should try out a Basculin if you're looking to fuck some people up with the fish. So now he brings out Rattles, his last Pokemon, as I'm going to go ahead and let him just kill my Basculin because I know I can get that revenge kill with the Pyroar. So he is going to Giga Drain the Basculin. Basculin unfortunately is going to die, but hey, you did work again, Basculin. You did work. So now I am able to, like I said, bring in Pyroar, and I can go ahead and kill this thing with an Overheat. So that was an extremely good match. I'm having a lot of fun playing NU lately and stuff like that. I have a lot of fun Pokemon to mess around with. I generally like to get a couple videos of each team that I build, so I think next video I'll probably have an interesting couple of new Pokemon there. But anyways, that was a really good match. Click the thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and I will have some more Wi-Fi battles up soon, guys. Thanks for watching.